Hello and welcome to the Webex test session. My name is Suzanne Ortiz and I am the program manager of the Encore 55 Plus Learning Program. And we are so excited that you are watching this video and you would like to be a part of our Encore on the Go program. So today what we're going to do is we're going to just navigate the Webex platform. And please realize that we do have WebEx test sessions that you can go ahead and register for. And that actually will be this live interaction so that we can hear you, we can see you, and we can make sure that these chat functions are working. So let's go ahead and let's get started. And the presentation that you are going to see today is the presentation that we give during those virtual sessions. So we just wanted you to see what those sessions would be about. But if you have any questions or you just want to watch this video and you're able to navigate on your own, thank you so much. And let's get started. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to share my screen. And let's start the WebEx process. So welcome to Encore on the Go. So let's talk about the features of WebEx. So first is WebEx is called Cisco WebEx, and we use the platform called Meetings. This is an application that you can download to any of your devices, whether it's a smartphone, iPad, laptop, anything that you have, you are able to download it. So the screen that you are seeing is me using my PC computer. So your screen, if you have a different type of a device, might look a little different. So don't be afraid to be able to navigate and start pressing buttons and see if you can find what I'm going to show you today. So first is your mute or unmute button. So right now, the button down below says unmute. That means that no one can hear me. That is the way that we prefer that you have your microphone during the session because that will reduce sound for your instructor. We'll talk about that in a little while. The next is your video. So that is us physically being able to see you. So right now I obviously have my video on, but if I did not, this is the button that I would see. Next is your participant list. So this are the individuals who are in your class. So you will be able to see that on the side. As you can see the presentation that I'm presenting, there's only one person in the class, and that is myself. Next, you'll be able to see the calendar or the chat box or feature. That allows you to send messages to everybody in the chat. So that is located on the bottom. And for mine, I would just need to click on the little caret to expand the vision. The other item that I wanted to show you in WebEx is a lot of times an instructor is sharing their screen and some of the things might be a little bit hard to see. So there is an option on the side where you can make it bigger. You are the only person who would be able to see that view, be able to make it bigger. So just realize that if you do click on that, that is only for your eyes only. The buttons on the bottom that you will never be using are share and record. Okay. So let's go ahead and let's chat by typing. So please feel free to go onto the WebEx app and do this or sign up for our test sessions, as I mentioned. But what you would end up doing is you would click on the chat little calet. And if we had expanded our window, as we talked about before in that little caret area, you would be able to chat in little chat box. Okay. So when we do that, what you would end up doing is you would bring up this box, and in the blue is where you would physically type. And after you type your information, you're going to click the enter button. When you do, that goes to either the instructor or what's called the producer, which is such as myself, who would be on the class, and we would be able to see that information and present that to the instructor when the time was right. Okay, so right there, you just learned how to chat. So aren't you very excited about that? I know I am. So let's go ahead and let's talk about how you'd be able to vocally talk to everybody in the class. So in order to do that, you would go ahead and you would click on that mute or unmute button, okay? You can also, not only can you do that at the very bottom, you can also do that next to you in the participant list. So sometimes I got really confused whenever I started this. So the unmute would be red. That means stop. That means nobody can hear you. And green means mute. Yes, they can hear me. So kind of green means go. So obviously, I cannot chat with you or I cannot talk with you, but when you do get into the Webex session, feel free to go ahead and chat and vocally talk, and you'll know the tools to be able to do that. All right. So one of the other items that Webex has actually changed their different mannerisms in here is the layout features. Depending upon the platform that you're using, and also Webex keeps changing, so mine might be a little bit outdated than what is currently there, but there's options of being able to change the layout or the view that you are currently seeing. So the layout that you'll see on my screen is called the stack. That stacks individuals up on the top. There is also a side-by-side view, and then there's also full screen, which makes everything really big. And there's also a ton of other different features. So what I would encourage you to do is when you go into Webex, click on that layout button that we just talked about, and let me just go back one more slide. Right there, that layout button, and you'll be able to see all of the different layouts that Webex has. What layout works for me might not work for you. So go ahead and test that out. I test it out all the time. I'm moving windows. I'm seeing if I can make people bigger, make people smaller, make myself smaller. So there's a lot of different functionalities that you can do with that. So all you have to do is click on the layout button and then just select your different areas. So as I mentioned, this view is called the stack view. And then there's another view that's called the side-by-side view. Okay. And again, that layout button keeps coming with you. Okay. So we went over a couple things today. We went over how to chat, how to unmute ourselves, and we talk about the layout. So thank you very much for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you virtually in Encore on the Go. And again, as a reminder, make sure that you view this webpage where you can find this video, and you'll be able to find our test session if you have any questions or you want to do this live. So whenever you are done with any presentation, you can go ahead and click on the red button to exit out of the class. You can also use the X button up at the top. And that is where you would leave the meeting. So with that being said, I'm actually going to leave this meeting. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click the stop sharing button and I'm going to say bye. Thank you so much for joining me for this Webex test session. We look forward to seeing you in Encore on the Go. And again, should you have any questions, please contact our office at 216-987-2274, or you can visit us online at tri-c.edu/encore, ENCORE. Thank you. Have a wonderful day. Bye.